King Holiday Monday. I'm Al Quartermont along with Stephen Maxwell. Roads were kind of quiet today, as I know a lot of people probably don't have work and we don't have school, so it'll be a little easier for you to get to work today, hopefully, but it's cold, so might want to get out and start the car before you get out because it is a wee bit nippy out there. I'll tell you what, this got my juices flowing yesterday as it was the NFL playoff game between the Bears and the Rams, and before the game, this rendition of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of free
Dude, I don't know who they got lined up for the Super Bowl, but they need to get that guy. Jim Cornelison, who sings the national anthem before Blackhawks games in Chicago. So they rolled him out for the Bears-Rams playoff game yesterday to get the crowd going. I would say the mission was accomplished on that one.
Yeah, it was okay. You thought it was great?
It was fantastic. What do you mean it was okay?
That's awesome, I guess.
Come on, man.
It was good.
How can you not like that? That was
It was good.
fantastic.
I don't know if it was the greatest I've ever heard. I'm not trying to be that guy.
All right, I'm going to have our guy Brad call you up. And
I'm not being a jerk. I thought it was good. It was almost, I just imagine like Peter Griffin doing it. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
It was good.
All
It
right.
was good.
All
I mean,
right.
I thought the Chris Stapleton one was better a couple of years ago.
Yeah. There was a couple that performed one, where was it, San Francisco a couple weeks ago? They did a fantastic job as well. Yeah, I guess it's all in the taste, what you like or what you don't like. Probably the all-time great people would consider would be Whitney Houston's version before the Super Bowl between the Giants and the Buffalo Bills, 1991.
Mm-hmm.
First of the four Super Bowls that the Bills lost in their many storied pains of the postseason in NFL football.
Yeah, it's too bad, isn't it?
And yet another chapter this weekend. Did you get to watch any of the games?
Yes, I actually watched a couple of parts of all of them,
Okay.
except for the Patriots.
Yeah. Well, the Bills got royally screwed. Let's just say that way.
No, I saw it. We were watching. Me and my buddy were at the Chinese buffet and down the road, and we were watching it on his phone. And they called the interception. They did the replay, and I was like, "Oh, that's 100% a catch.
Yeah.
100%."
Yeah.
He was like, "No, it's not." I was like, "Dude, his knee was down."
Yep.
And he didn't grab it out of his hands till after his knee was down, and the fumble was caused by the ground anyway.
Right.
You know, so
Yep.
it made no sense to me.
No sense at all. And then you had the same scenario happen in the Rams-Bears game last night, and they called it a catch. So,
I didn't see that part.
yeah, with
Yeah.
Devontae Adams.
Oh, wow.
He caught the ball, and as he was going down, his knee hit the ground, and then they ripped it out. And they said, no, that's a catch.
A knee is 2 feet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Unstinking believable if you are a Buffalo Bills fan.
Well, I don't know why they didn't review it for at least
I know.
5 minutes.
They didn't really review it at all.
I know,
was-
it was really weird.
Yeah.
And
It's
I know, was it McDermott? He was pretty ticked off.
Should have been.
So, I mean, yeah, that's a Bills thing. That is the most Bills thing to happen.
No doubt. And Josh Allen, after the game, he was in tears. All their players were in tears. Like, I think they really thought this was their window this year without the Chiefs being in it. And as it turned out with the Denver Broncos, their starting quarterback, Bo Nix, after that play had happened, then they came down the field benefiting from a couple of penalties. One against former LSU star Tre'Davious White, which he was not too happy with, as you may have seen. Anyway, so to set up the field goal, they had Bo Nix take the snap and just run a few feet over and then go to the ground. On that play, he breaks his ankle. So he's out for the rest of the playoffs and potential Super Bowl.
And their backup is who?
Jarrett Stidham.
Wow. Yeah, that's too bad for them.
Yeah, it is.
But, yeah, I guess it's immediate karma.
I guess so. So Sean Payton will be looking to lead a second team to the Super Bowl. I believe he'd be the first coach to ever do that. Take two teams. Nope, Dick Vermeil did.
And what's his name? Chiefs.
Hank Stram?
No, the Chiefs won now.
Andy Reid.
He took the Eagles.
Oh, that's right.
They lost.
Okay. Maybe he'd be the first one to win. No, because Vermeil did that too. No, he did. Vermeil lost to the Raiders. So
Yeah.
he has a chance to become the first coach to lead two different teams to a Super Bowl win.
Is that true?
I
I'm
believe
trying
so.
to think. I can't think of anything, so.
Yeah, because the only coaches I can think of would be Vermeil, Philadelphia, and the St. Louis Rams, as they were then.
Vermeil was the Raiders coach.
No, he was the Eagles coach.
Yeah, and then he was the Rams.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
With Kurt Warner,
Yeah.
the greatest show on turf.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah. We'll see. Long way
Well-
to go with a backup quarterback, but I guess.
So your AFC Championship will be the Patriots at the Broncos. That game will be Sunday. Drake May leading his team to a win over Houston. Game that was just riddled with turnovers. I mean, the weather was terrible for sure, but if you're CJ Stroud this morning, you can't be feeling too good about things. And Drake May really, he's such a good young quarterback. He had a few interceptions, but his team was able to overcome, and the winning touchdown caught by Kayshon Boutte, or one of the important touchdowns, I guess. The former LSU Tiger. That basically put the game out of reach. And then on the other side, you've got the Seattle Seahawks will host the Rams in an all AFC or NFC West division matchup.
Well, it's too bad for the Bears, because if they ended up winning, that Caleb Williams play at the end of the regulation
Yeah,
probably would have been one of the greatest plays in NFL history.
no doubt. Yeah.
But then he throws an interception.
By the way, what were the Rams defensive backs doing
I
on
know.
that play?
I know.
I was like, how do you let that happen? You got two guys there, and they just let, the one guy is saying he pushed off. He didn't really push off. He just was able to separate, but the Rams defender didn't get back. It's like, you can't let a guy get behind you. That's your number one thing.
The catch in the 80s against my Cowboys 49ers play. It would have been
Oh,
that good.
Yes,
It was
it
pretty
would have
amazing. But
Yeah.
he ended up throwing that interception in overtime, and it's too bad. I didn't really feel sorry for him, the Bears, but
I saw a story yesterday on Twitter that apparently, because of Caleb Williams, who's famously known for painting his fingernails, that in Chicago there's a trend now where men are going to the nail salon to get their fingers done and drink matcha.
he drinks matcha.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, whatever floats your boat.
Okay. But
He ain't hurt nobody with his fingernails.
just the Packers defense.
Yeah, it distracts the defense.
I guess so.
They saw his painted fingernails as he threw that game-tying touchdown, then the interception.
Yeah.
So,
Which, according to a friend of mine who lives in Chicago, they're saying there that Moore ran the wrong route. DJ Moore.
yeah, who knows?
Man, who knows?
Could be. It looks like he was expecting him to
Yep.
undercut the safety there, but
I guess. Yeah.
I don't know.
So the Bears are done.
I know you're crying.
I'm so sad. So sad.
All the potential matchups are kind of boring to me.
No, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with Bo Nix, I think New England, Denver is a very sexy game. But, and now you have the intrigue. Can Jarrett Stidham, a backup quarterback, lead his team to the Super Bowl? It's happened before a couple of times. But, can Jarrett Stidham be the next Kurt Warner?
I think every potential game's a rematch from the past 15 years.
Yeah.
Except for Rams Broncos. I don't think they've ever played each other
In the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
think
trying
so.
to think.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That'd be the only new game.
Yeah.
So the Rams are boring.
Yeah.
I like Matthew Stafford. They've put together a good program, but they don't have any fans.
Yeah.
It's
No
just kind of
energy.
a
There's no
boring-
aura with that program.
Yeah.
Like when they were in St. Louis, they did.
Yes.
Very loyal fan base. But their owner, Stan Kroenke, stuck it to the fans and took the big money of Southern California.
Yeah. Well, it's all about the money, honey.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The Seahawks are boring.
They are. They're just really good, but they're boring.
Yeah.
Like their color scheme is boring. Their stadium always looks dark and dingy
It does.
because it's
But they're
never
loud.
sunny there.
It can get quite depressing over there in Washington.
Yeah.
Lived there for a year.
But that's a good football team. They have a great defense. Sam Darnold would be a good story if he makes the Super Bowl after basically being a cast-off from the last two teams he was with. So there's that.
Both NFC quarterbacks are on their second team.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Actually, Darnold is on his fourth or fifth team, I want to say. Yeah. Former Carolina Panther. And last year he was on the Vikings.
He was a Jet, too.
Yeah, he's been a Jet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the Vikings and led them to 14 wins. They lost in the first round of the playoffs, but they chose not to bring him back because they had J.J. McCarthy that they had drafted, and he had missed last year with an injury, and they thought, okay, we got the young guy. Well, that didn't work out so well.
Yeah, so the games were good so far this year in the playoffs. And
they've been really good, all the first two rounds. You've only had a couple of dog games, but most of them have been competitive and close and full of drama.
I'd be really annoyed if the Patriots end up winning the Super Bowl. I mean, they get rid of their two dynasties back to back, and like 5 years later, they're already back in.
I know.
So
that is pretty incredible, though.
It is.
I do like Mike Vrabel. I think he's a great coach.
Yeah.
How you feeling if you're a Titans fan this morning?
A lot of pieces have to come together.
Yeah, let's get rid of this guy. He's potentially taking his team to the Super Bowl.
You got to let the coaches stay. Go through some growing pains.
Yeah.
The only reason teams like Browns and other lesser than franchises do that is to create excitement.
Yeah.
Because they suck.
Right. But I think it says more about the organization a lot of times. When you see what coach one place can't win, go someplace else and he wins.
Mm-hmm.
Like Belichick, he was coach of the Cleveland Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't very good. Goes to New England, becomes legendary. Goes to North Carolina, loses some of the legendary status.
He's in it for other reasons.
But he's dating a 20-something-year-old woman, so maybe he doesn't care.
He's got to pay for those Christian Dior shoes or whatever they got to buy. So
Exactly. Tonight we've got the national championship football game as University of Miami will have a home game for the national championship as they host Indiana University, IU, good old IU. It's not the University of Indiana, it's Indiana University.
Yeah, March Madness or something. You know what I mean?
You would think, although the last time Indiana won the national title was, I believe, in 1987
in basketball
or 88. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember that was a game when Keith Smart, is that his name? Keith Smart hit the winning shot.
Very
that team
nice.
had Steve Alford on it.
Dang.
Yeah, but they've never won in football. In fact, the last time there was an undefeated team to win a national championship in Division I, because we had it with Shreveport in baseball last year in NAI, was the Indiana basketball team in 1976 under Bobby Knight. Great team. Kent Benson.
None of the college football teams lately have.
Nope. They haven't been undefeated.
Not since the 80s.
Yeah.
Really?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
I saw that. I read that the other day. It would be like a bookend thing. The first team in how many years to go undefeated and win the national championship.
Uh-huh. That doesn't sound right to me, but I believe you. I can't think of anybody who has. So.
Yeah, I could double check.
Yeah.
But that should be an interesting game tonight.
I think most people want Indiana to win, I would say.
I think so. I mean, they've been steamrolling teams here in the postseason, but yet overall the feel of a Cinderella because they've never really been there before.
Never thought Indiana would win a football championship.
No, nobody would have.
See, this is the greatness of the transfer portal, right?
That's one argument.
Some teams that wouldn't arguably not make it to this point.
Yeah.
And now they are. Miami, Indiana, no one wrote that down at the beginning of the year.
Nope.
I can imagine.
Right.
Well, let's make it fun. I think a lot of America's tired of Alabama and they're tired of Georgia. Just all these southern states all the time.
Well, Miami's quarterback was at Georgia the last 3 or 4 years.
Carson Beck.
Yeah.
Did you see that thing where he hasn't been in class?
Really? No.
He's graduated already.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
For like a year or something.
Oh. Did he doing a master's program?
I don't know. It's
usually,
weird.
I mean, you see that now where players are still playing, but they are considered like graduate students.
It's the NFL G League.
Yeah.
That's what it is now.
Yeah. You see that a lot in NAIA too, where the player will have a GR instead of like freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, just say GR. So they still have eligibility left for athletics, but they've completed their undergrad schoolwork.
So I can go back and get my master's and fulfill my dream of being a college football kicker.
There you go.
Yeah.
How far can you make it?
Probably. I don't even know if I can make a extra point. But there's never too late to try.
Yeah. Like they do on College Game Day, where they always let a fan come out and try to kick for money from Pat McAfee.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. What was I going to say on that? Oh, our kicker at LCU. Interesting story because like 3 years ago, it was the first day of class in August. I guess this would have been in August of 2023, maybe. And, you know, I always go through, call out the names, ask them where they're from, what's their major, that sort of thing. Anyway, there was a newer guy in class, and he literally had just driven overnight from all the way in West Texas to get to LC for the first day of school. What happened was he had a soccer scholarship, or so he thought, at some school out in West Texas. He got there, found out the coach had left, called the LC football coach at the time, Drew Maddox, said, "Do you still need a kicker?" And he's like, "Yeah." So he drives all the way, gets there, and gets into class. And,
could you imagine?
Yeah. And he's becoming he'll be a senior next year. He's been a great kicker for them.
Can y'all give out scholarships for athletics?
They do, yeah. NAIA. It's limited. You have like only so many full you can give out. Then you can give out a bunch of half scholarships. I'm not completely sure how that works, but yeah, they do have that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
D3 wouldn't let you. Correct.
No, you don't have scholarships. They have other ways that they get players in. You know, academic.
Money under the table is what you. Just kidding.
Only if you're. Well, I won't say the program.
I want to know now. Mary Hardin Baylor. Is it?
I didn't say that.
Oh wow, I was just guessing because they're always good.
Typically, yeah. All right, well, we'll take a break. More coming up here on Talkback.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. President Trump today expressing reluctance to nominate his White House National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett to be the next chairman of the Federal Reserve, saying he doesn't want to lose him. With that, former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh, seen by many on Wall Street as a more neutral, less partisan economist, appears to be the frontrunner. And with that, Wall Street lost what little steam it had today after the start of the new earnings season this week. At the closing bell, the Dow was down 83 points, the Nasdaq down 15, the S&P down 4. Oil on a wild ride all week today. It ended a little higher, $59.50 a barrel. That's on continued tension in Iran. And Canada reaching a new trade deal with China. Beijing will lower tariffs on Canadian canola oil to 15% from more than 80% and suspend duties on other farm products and lobsters. Meantime, Canada will allow Chinese-made cars, including cheap EVs, into that country at a tariff rate of just 6%. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Holidays are over and school is back in session. But Rapides Parish Library is ready to help your students succeed. From free homework help and research tools to computers, Wi-Fi, tutoring resources, and study spaces, your library is your students' best resource. Do you need help with projects, test prep, or just a quiet place to focus? It's all here and it's all free. Visit Rapides Parish Library and rpl.org to discover everything your library can do for you and your students.
Well, good morning. Sunny skies on our Martin Luther King Monday. Got some frost in many areas this morning. That should burn off by about 9 o'clock. Afternoon highs near 57 degrees. Little if any breeze. What we'll see will be out of the northeast. Tonight, frost again after midnight. Overnight lows down to 29. And then for Tuesday, looks like another nice day with sunny skies, highs 56. From the Zenlaw Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
All right, we are back. Alan Stephen with you here on this Monday morning. We were talking about the transfer portal. Somebody posted a funny video on X this weekend. This is how the NFL intros are about to look in this era of the transfer portal.
We're going to take a look at the star offensive players for the 2029 NFL season.
Ty Simpson, Alabama. Fernando Mendoza, Cal and Indiana. Praise God. Kewan Lacey, Mizzou and Ole Miss. Brennan Sorsby, Indiana, Cincinnati, and Texas Tech. Sam Levitt, Michigan State, Arizona State, and LSU. Go Tigers. Dylan Raiola, the Burleson High School. Before I went to Chandler High School, and then Pinnacle High School, and then also Buford High School, where I then committed to Ohio State, but then decommitted from Ohio State, went to Nebraska, played at Nebraska for 1 year, and then went to Oregon. Tommy Castellanos, Central Florida, Boston College, Florida State University. TJ Finley, LSU, Auburn, Texas State, Western Kentucky, Georgia State, and Incarnate Word. Marcel Reed, Texas A&M.
And now, Mike, we're going to take...
That's hilarious.
Wow.
And you know what?
Right.
Those were all true.
Yeah.
TJ Finley is on his 7th school. That's insane.
I like the Key and Pill intros from a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Nevada State Penitentiary.
And the names, I couldn't even begin.
Like Belkelatrex Bellatron or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys were clever.
Yeah. Good stuff.
My goodness. Still is my favorite when he's the substitute school teacher. Hey, Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron. Timothy.
Aaron?
Timothy.
Tequilin. Jacqueline?
Balake.
Blake? Balake. Where's Balake? If you haven't seen it, look for it on YouTube. Key and Peele substitute teacher video.
Very good.
All right, BOM Bank Talk Line, 318-442-8255. Let's go to the phones. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah.
I was wondering if y'all heard about any of the sports going on in Minnesota and Minneapolis this weekend.
You know what's interesting? I was listening to all the news coverage this morning on the various things we covered. None of them mentioned that group of protesters invading that church along with Don Lemon.
Right.
Which is absolutely, it's no longer protest. It is intimidation. It's violence. There was a social media guy that got completely beat up by the crowd. They cut his throat, not like to where he killed him, but he was bleeding. I mean, it's no longer protest. This is, and when they're coming for the churches, it reeks of something else.
Well, it's gone beyond the social media or the journalists. You know, they're stopping cars now that look like they might be ICE cars.
There were four guys that were having dinner. There were four guys that were having dinner that were dressed like fairly nice. They thought they were with ICE, and they like.
How's that not profiling?
Yes.
Yeah. And what we see is tyranny. Yep. This is what these people would be like if they had power. They do not broker any dissent. And they're willing to, your rights mean nothing. They always scream First Amendment right, First Amendment, but your rights mean nothing. When they stop a car and demand a guy empty his trunk and show them the contents of his car and his trunk so that he can verify. They had one guy get out and they made him yell F ICE at the top of his lungs 3 or 4 times before they let him go. Now, that's tyranny. That's the Nazi. That's Nazism. That's fascism. I don't understand why we're tolerating this. I hope he nationalizes the Minnesota National Guard and locks that place down. And then we need to start going after those people. We have video on everything. They've got to pay a penalty for abrogating the rights of American citizens. There's no question that can be decided in that way. And it's an obvious fact that demonstration that they have no even desire for the normal method that our system works. And this is what's so dangerous about this. When people go to that extreme, then what they're saying is our system doesn't work. Our system that has been working for 250 years, that has yielded the greatest standard of living the planet has ever known. Now they're advocating to scrap that and go to a bully system. That's the only other alternative. It's either power or reason. They've given up reason and debate, and they've gone to just sheer violence. And I'm glad I don't live up there, but there are people who do. And when you break it into a church, when you're searching people on the side of the road because you think they might be somebody that you don't like, that won't happen in a small town. Like the song says. Right. They'll pull that door open in that car and they'll get what for. But it's just a shame that we're seeing that. And unless the regular Democrats call it out, it's not going to end.
Right.
It has to be their party. Anyway, thanks. Let me rant. Y'all have a great day.
No, have you seen the video?
Of which one are y'all talking about?
It's the one where a bunch of protesters go into a church in Minneapolis.
Nope.
It's awful.
It's with Don Lemon.
Yeah, and Don Lemon somehow gets in there and he's cornering the pastor, and the pastor's like, "We need you to leave." He goes, "I'm just expressing my First Amendment rights." You do not have a First Amendment right as the press to go into a private property like a church and start asking questions. You flunked media law. What a moron. I'm sorry. This video, I'll send it to you, but it is bad. And it's stunning to me that no major media is covering this at all. Let's flip the script. A bunch of conservatives go into a Muslim mosque to protest. You think they wouldn't cover that? They'd be all over that. Yet somehow when it's, and this is from my understanding, a Southern Baptist church or a Baptist church that meets kind of in that downtown area of Minneapolis, and they didn't just come in and protest. They're cursing at them. They're mocking them. It's frankly just demonic is what it is. And Dave is right. This would not happen in the South. Probably not even just in a small town. In any town in the South wouldn't tolerate this kind of garbage. But where are the police? Where are the people that should be protecting entities like this? If I'm Minneapolis, if I have a church in Minneapolis area, next week, you better have armed security there, and probably lots of them.
Yeah, just from the standpoint of your First Amendment rights to go into a church or a business and then demand someone to talk to you. This is not how it works.
No. At best, it's a limited public forum.
It's a private property.
But it is 100% private property.
Yeah.
Don Lemon has jumped the shark. He's not a journalist. He's an activist disguised with a microphone, like a lot of people are these days. But man, I encourage you to search it out. It is appalling what he does. He should be ashamed of himself. Every credible journalist should call him out for this. He's a moron. I'm sorry. We'll be right back.
KSYL, a message from Israel Air Conditioning and Heating.
Yeah, my mama, she told me to pick up and call Israel Air. She told me Israel Air.
Because you know we're all about your comfort, no troubles. Call 442-6657. That's 442-6657. We're all about your comfort,
Now back to Talk Back, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, we're back. Let's take more calls. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
You know, I was watching it this weekend.
Yeah.
The protest up there. You know, right at daybreak Saturday morning. No, right at daybreak Sunday morning. It was 2 degrees, and these protesters were out there screaming and cussing and yelling and throwing stuff at ICE. You know, I was thinking, but they sure are enthusiastic about this. They're probably getting paid.
Yes. 100%. Yeah.
Hey, something else. Y'all know what? You know, and that was calling Trump a Nazi. Well, if Trump was a real Nazi, then they wouldn't be out there protesting.
Right. I mean, everything that they claim to be calling out is what they're doing and more.
Well, I wouldn't get too upset about this. I would just let it play out, because the thing is that, you know what this is really about? You know what this is really about? At its very heart, what it's about, immigration. It's about congressional representation in Congress.
Yep. It's about control.
Exactly what this is. Right.
Yep.
That's exactly. Those people are just pawns of the Democrat and Republican Party.
Yep.
And you know, Brown. I don't want to upset nobody, but brown and black skinned people tend to vote Democrats, and that's what this whole thing's about.
Yep. You are 100%, and that's what the illegal immigration is about. Because sadly, it's a party that is not winning in ideas, and it's been trending that way for a while. So what do? They bring in a bunch of people, they put them on the government doles, they get them to vote illegally, and guess what? They stay in power, and that money flows back to them.
Well, the thing is, they don't even have to vote. They come across the country, and Democrats put them in a Democratic area, and that's when congressional representation shifts.
Yep. Yes.
You know, they don't have to vote. That's what this entire thing is about. And there's something else I noticed about this, and that I was Don Lemon is a sodomite. I would just let it play out, you know, and because people are going to get tired of this and see for what it is.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. As far as, you know, you're pointing out that people probably will get tired of all of it. I even saw a video yesterday. It was a guy driving around Minneapolis, and he was showing how, like, with all these people on the streets protesting, normally you have like cars that'll honk at them and support. No honking. Like, people are just driving past. He said most people in Minneapolis think this is stupid. And it's annoying, if anything else, because it's making people's lives harder.
Hey, I want to tell you something else. I was reading this article. I forgot what it was. But anyway, I'll just save that for another day. But anyway, I was reading this article. You know that Hank Williams Sr. father was injured in World War I, and he spent several years in that VA hospital in Pineville.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. I did not know that.
Yes, he did. And also, if everybody would go outside about 7 a.m. in the morning and look up in the southern sky, they'll see a satellite. It's because the sun, the way it hits it, is visible for about 15 minutes in the morning.
Okay.
I've been watching that for years.
Interesting.
And all right, y'all have a great day.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate the call. Let's take some more. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
I'm just fine. I have not seen that particular video. Hey, I did want to say
here's what, for those of you in our audience that you haven't seen it, if you just go on Google and you search St. Paul Church, Minneapolis.
And throw Don Lemon's name in there too.
You don't even have to do that. Like, you just put in St. Paul Church, and there are several articles that come up. So here it's interesting to see the different headlines. Newsweek: anti-ICE protest at Minneapolis St. Paul Church faces investigation by DOJ. CBS: DOJ probing protesters group that disrupted services at church with ICE pastor. I mean, I don't know. It's
ICE pastor.
Well, apparently he works in the ICE office or something like that in Minnesota. So that's why they targeted the church. But yeah.
Well, it's kind of amusing because they would not do well in several churches around here.
Oh, no, they wouldn't. They would not.
I can think of, in particular, one church. I know at least 4 people who were CCWing. And if they tried to get extra special, stupid, they're going to get to meet Jesus face to face.
Yeah, well, I mean, you hope it wouldn't come to that, but I definitely think nobody would put up with it like that. And I think the people, honestly, if you watch the video, I think they were just kind of shocked and they didn't really know what to do because it just happened so fast. And then you've got Lemon in there with
Don Lemon is in there. It's time somebody needs to pay him a visit.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe a couple of recon Marines.
Maybe so. Yeah.
But as far as some people were saying about the guy that got beat up with all bloody, that's Jake Lang.
Mm-hmm.
Google Jake Lang. He is a troublemaker on both sides.
Right.
And he is, I believe his sister's IDF.
Okay.
I mean, he is nothing but trouble. Frankly, I'm surprised somebody hadn't busted a cap in.
It's true. Yeah.
From either side. He's an anarchist. And he's well known.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if they're busting up inside of a building and church, see, that's one of the problems that there has been. And if you dig into it, these ICE teams have administrative warrants. An administrative warrant for allows you to go in public places, street, traffic stops, etc. To go inside of a residence or in the private area of a business, say like a corporate headquarters or something, or a research lab, anything that's not open to the public. That requires a judicial warrant.
Mm.
And they have gone into residences using an administrative warrant, and it's not the same thing. And yeah, that is violating due process.
Right.
So I'm not saying that the ICE teams are, guilt-free. But when you start going up inside of churches where you start stopping people and dragging them in the cars, and they're not fair laden. I hate to see what would happen if you tried to stop some of my friends. You're going to be looking down the barrel of a G19.
Yeah,
and they will use it.
Well, I saw also that there are some of these protest groups that are starting to walk around carrying weapons now too.
Oh, great!
Yeah,
that just means it's a target-rich environment.
Yeah, right.
No, I mean seriously, you think about it, bud. If you, let me give an example. If my 30-year-old son, former recon Marine, and his buddies said, we've had enough of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Now you think about that. They got trained by Uncle Sam to kill people, break things, and not get caught.
Right.
You think they couldn't set up a free fire zone?
I saw a video very similar to this yesterday. It was a gentleman who's former Marine, I think he said he was a Marine. And he said, we have at least 100,000 young men who fought in war in this country that are ready at the drop of a hat to defend the country again. So,
Well, how much in common does a 26 to 29-year-old that did a couple of tours, either in Afghanistan or in Iraq, have with a blue-haired punk?
Right. Right.
He's got more in common with his grandfather that fought World War II.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, nobody, those of us who've been there and done that, we don't want this to go sideways. What my warning to all people is, if it goes sideways, there's no reset button and there's no, I need a timeout. Sorry.
Right.
You call, as a good friend of mine who's retired, cop says, don't call down thunder unless you're willing to ride lightning.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So y'all have a good one.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Let's take another call. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning, Al and Stephen. How are y'all?
Good, sir. How are you?
Morning.
You're doing good. Talking about talking. They've got to attack the church. The church is the solid base of what the movement is right now in America.
Mm.
That's what they're saying the base of MAGA is. The MAGA movement, right, is the church. It's prayer. It's the fear of God. It's where the country is starting to shift more toward that way. So the only way that they're going to save face or try and save the ground that they have is they have to start attacking the church. And that's what they did over the weekend. That was their first step in trying to intimidate or scare the church.
Yeah.
And they did it up there where they have that freedom to do it. But let's change it up just a little bit. I know it's a different country. If Trump was as bad as they say he is, the No Kings movement and all of that, let's look at what's going on in Iraq right now. No internet. They're shooting protesters by the thousands who are wanting to overturn this regime that's over there. If they have it really bad over here, let's send them to Iraq and let them protest that government and see how they survive that. I mean, it's the same thing, right? I mean, they're allowed to protest this government freely, intimidate people, invade churches, strip people out of their cars, make them open up their trunks, and there's nothing being done to them. Nothing. You go to Iraq, they're not even getting that far in their protests. And they're what? They're shooting them in the streets.
Yep.
They have totally cut off the internet. If it wasn't for Elon Musk and his internet capabilities, those people would be totally isolated, cut off from the entire world, because that's the regime that's over there. That's what they think they have here in America, and that is not the case. We have freedoms upon freedoms that have been polluted and I hate to use the word, but just twisted to fit their agenda. And now they have to attack the church, Al. They have to, because the church is what this country was built on. It's what it was founded on. And if they've already taken prayer out of schools, now they're trying to take prayer and they're trying to intimidate the church. They have to go this route. They have to. They have to persecute the church.
Yeah. I think it's a losing strategy, though. I think, the more people find out about this one, I think they're really going to sway the public opinion. At least I hope.
The ending has been written. The book of Revelation lays out very beautifully how it's all going to happen. But in order for our society to move to that, they have to do this. It's part of the strategy. He hasn't changed since Genesis, Al. You know that better than anybody. He has no moves. He has 3 plays. The devil has 3 plays. He's kind of like the Saints offense. He has 3 plays. It's the lust of the eyes, it's the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. That's all he has.
Yep.
He has 3 plays.
Yeah.
And in order for him to win with those 3 plays, he has to attack the church.
Yeah.
And this is just the start. And it doesn't surprise me that it's Don Lemon. He is so perverted and so ridiculous. It doesn't surprise me that it's him. But I
don't mean to cut you off, but I got to hit this break because we're at the top of the hour.
I know you do, Al, but thank y'all for all y'all do. But the church is going to be attacked. It's coming.
Yep. All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. More coming up.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics.
Some smiles sound like this, while others sound this way. If you'd like to improve the way your smile sounds, the folks over at Today's Dental in Pineville can deliver. Over the years, hundreds of Central Louisiana patients have visited Today's Dental and then left completely satisfied. Their dental implant procedure is amazingly simple, low anxiety, and completely affordable. Today's technology makes your beautiful smile easier than ever. The staff at Today's Dental go out of their way to make you comfortable with calming in-office IV sedation that's administered by a highly skilled certified nurse anesthetist. And their multiple finance options make the entire procedure truly affordable. Want your smile to sound better? Give Today's Dental a call at 318-448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. That's 318-448-4540.
Before the story hits the group chat, it hits Sinlaw Update. It's the news the way you want it, fast and to the point, and delivered by me, Stephen Maxwell, with Sinlaw Broadcasting. Follow Sinlaw Broadcasting on Facebook. Sinlaw Update, your community, your update.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously. for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I'm opening a second location for my coffee shop this year.
I smell trouble brewing.
I needed to print new menus, loyalty cards, window signage, so I went to Staples.
That'll cost you a latte. Get it?
Uh-huh. Actually, I saved $100 on my print order, and everything looks amazing.
Well, grind my beans and call me impressed.
Staples made it easy.
If your business needs to print, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Offer valid in-store and online. Ends 1/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Saudi Arabia wants to be a major tourist destination, which is why it's made a small but dramatic change in one thing. From America's #1 travel radio show, this is your Arm World Travel Minute. I'm Rudy Maxa. Unlike other Muslim nations near Saudi Arabia, alcohol has been forbidden for 70 years. Don't even try bringing in your own stash. But the authorities recently opened a place where very select people can buy booze. And this year, 5-star hotels might be allowed to serve drinks. But don't count on a wild night. The new store is in Riyadh, and it's only open to wealthy, non-Muslim expatriates who hold a special visa. That visa is only granted to professionals who work for major companies. You must have spent at least 30 months in the country over the last 5 years and show proof that you earn at least
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenlaw Broadcasting.
AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3, HD3, Alexandria.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Members of the European Union will meet Thursday to come up with a response to President Trump's new threat to impose 10% tariffs on NATO allies who don't support his bid to take over Greenland. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney.
There's a full commitment, not surprisingly, as is appropriate, of NATO partners to the security of Greenland.
Correspondent Holly Williams.
That NATO alliance is really the cornerstone of the world order set up by the US in the aftermath of World War II. Now some of those countries in Europe feel that they're being strong-armed by President Trump. This is just not normal American diplomacy.
Anti-ICE protesters in Minneapolis could soon be under the watchful eye of 1,500 U.S. military troops. They're on standby in Alaska, ready to deploy to the Twin Cities. 60 Minutes' Cecilia Vega asked ICE head of arrests and deportations, Marcos Charles.
Are you bothered by seeing American citizens getting detained in these operations?
I'm bothered by seeing people take action against my officers, using vehicles to try to ram them, assaulting my officers.
Drivers in parts of the Midwest and the Northeast have been dealing with heavy snow, gusty winds, and whiteout conditions. CBS meteorologist Rob Marciano is in the New York City suburbs.
In northern New Jersey, snowplows were out in full force, working to clear the wintry weather off the roads.
As long as it doesn't stay too long and get ugly, we're good.
South of Boston in Middleborough, Massachusetts, a postal worker was taken to the hospital with minor injuries after the storm flipped the mail truck onto its side.
Even people in parts of Florida's panhandle got a wintry mix. Snow coated parts of Georgia and Alabama, too. Prince Harry's latest legal battle against the British tabloids has opened in a London courtroom. I'm Vicky Barker at the Foreign Desk. Prince Harry strode briskly into London's High Court, acknowledging one reporter shouted, "Good luck, sir," with a brief thank you. He's expected to take the stand himself later this week. Harry and 5 other celebrities accused the Daily Mail of phone hacking, among other breaches of their privacy. It's down to the Final Four in the NFL. Matthew Stafford and the Rams knocked off the Bears 20-17 at OT.
It's a team effort. We got a resilient group. Love being a part of it. Obviously, things we can do better, but we found a way to win the football game, and in January and February, that's what matters.
They'll travel to Seattle for the NFC Championship game. Patriots beat the Texans 28-16. They'll play in Denver for the AFC title game. The winners will meet at the Super Bowl February 8th. Markets close for Martin Luther King Day. This is CBS News.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Thieves are now going after GLP-1 weight loss drugs.
Police in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, arrested 3 men who had driven from New York City to rob a pharmacy of a $16,000 shipment of Mounjaro, Ozempic, and Trulicity. Pharmacist Jagar Patel.
These are $1,000 drugs, so anyone that's not easily accessible paying for it, this is the alternate route about it.
Bensalem Public Safety Director William McVeigh says pharmacy employees have been getting strange phone calls asking about delivery details.
Don't keep your head buried on a phone. Make sure the parking lot's clear before you're accepting $16,000 worth of product or more.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Bruce Springsteen made a surprise appearance at a benefit in Red Bank, New Jersey over the weekend. He delivered a fiery 2-minute speech on the presence of ICE agents in the Twin Cities.
The mayor of that city has said ICE should get the out of Minneapolis.
Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Colleen Crane. A disturbing and bizarre story as at least 8 cars, a utility pole, and a house were set on fire in the New Orleans Bywater area. The first report came in around 2 o'clock this morning. WWL reports that witnesses say firefighters were battling the first car fire when the second car was discovered just a little distance down the block. A house and utility pole were also in flames, and as they moved down the street, more cars were found burning on Dauphine and Desire Streets. The witness said it happened within an hour, slowly and methodically. A huge development in Louisiana's U.S. Senate race as President Trump posted on social media that Republican Congresswoman Julia Letlow should run against Senator Bill Cassidy. Publisher of LawPolitics.com, Jeremy Alford, says if Letlow runs, it will be a highly competitive race.
Certainly high political theater, but Bill Cassidy is in a position to fight. He has raised $15 million in this cycle alone. He has $10 million in the bank.
LRN. Louisiana has a new inspector general, and the duties of that position are changing. Here's Jeff Palermo.
Former Commissioner of Administration Angel Davis replaces Stephen Street as the state IG. Street investigated allegations of fraud, misconduct, and mismanagement in state government, but Landry says Davis's job will be to find efficiencies in state government by following up on recommendations issued by legislative auditor Mike Wagaspack.
We really need somebody at the executive branch to follow up on these recommendations and findings that we report in these different audits.
The state legislature will have to approve the new duties of the inspector general when they convene in the spring. I'm Jeff Palermo.
There are now more than 21,000 electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids registered in Louisiana, according to Louisiana Clean Fuels. Executive Director Ann Vale credits Louisiana's improving charging infrastructure.
Especially now that the standards are, everybody's coalescing around the NACS standard, which is the Tesla charging standard. That infrastructure was very good and it's everywhere.
LRN.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
Well, good morning. Sunny skies on our Martin Luther King Monday. Got some frost in many areas this morning. That should burn off by about 9 o'clock. Afternoon highs near 57 degrees. Little steady breeze. What we'll see will be out of the northeast tonight. Frost again after midnight. Overnight lows down to 29. And then for Tuesday, looks like another nice day with sunny skies, highs 56. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
And so you start to realize that these protesters are not protesters. You see, protest used to be something that Martin Luther King did, and he'd march down the street with a group of people, and they'd hold hands, and they would talk about freedom. They would talk about all the important things, and they would not get violent. They believe in a peaceful protest. And so when you start breaking and entering, when you cause insurrections, when you start breaking down federal buildings, when you start attacking law enforcement, when you start doing these types of crimes, because let's not be mistaken, these are crimes, you're no longer a protester. The only question is what does that crime mean? It's the verbiage within the crime. Are you a domestic terrorist, or are you just committing a small crime? And to me, what this is starting to look like is domestic terrorism, because a lot of these people are paid protesters, and the people that are paying these protesters are paying them to go out and to cause this violence, to cause this harm in the community, to scare these people. And the people that are paying for these protesters are hoping, and they are praying, and they are sitting there drooling out of their mouth, hoping that someone will simply open fire. And once that happens, we know that we're going to go down a path that nobody wants to go. But that's the purpose of this. And so what needs to happen is we need to have accountability in America again. These mayors, these governors, the people who do not want to protect the people who want to protect the illegal immigrants, they all need to be arrested, because they are not protecting the people from themselves, by the way. And honestly, if you're going to go into a church, break up the service, break into the church, force yourself into the church, I'm sorry, but that's a crime. You all need to be arrested. We need accountability in America right now. We do not need soft leadership. We need leaders. Because this is only going to a place that nobody wants to go.
All right. Just saw that video. Don't know the guy's name, but makes some pretty good points. I was thinking that too. I think they want to escalate the violence, and it's going to take restraint. Pretty sure, though, through the course of history, the people who attack churches have always been the bad guys. Just going to say that. So anyway, welcome back for hour number 2 of Talkback here on KSYL. I'm Al Quartermont, along with Stephen Maxwell. If you hadn't heard, we were discussing in hour number 1 an attack on the St. Paul Church in Minneapolis, which is now a Southern Baptist church, actually, and had a group of anti-ICE demonstrators come into the church. And it wasn't just to yell, the lady's name that was shot and killed. They were cursing at people. They were getting in the face of children and women. I mean, these people are absolute cowards. I'll tell you what, I know we're about turning the other cheek, but if you're coming at my kid and wife, your cheek's going to be busted. I'll tell you that much, Christian or non-Christian. So now the federal government is aware of it. The Trump administration has made a few comments about it today. It's a possibility that they might arrest some of these people, or at least charge them with violating the FACE Act, including Don Lemon, as Tucker likes to call him. That guy, man. So anyway, we saw the Biden DOJ imprison people who were doing nothing more than praying outside of abortion clinics during his term. If our current administration does nothing on this, I'll be shaking my head. Of course, we're talking about Pam Bondi, do nothing Pam, so I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. But that guy's exactly right. When our public officials are failing, and they are, the number one duty of government, the number one duty is to protect the people who keep the law and punish those who break it. We have seen complete violation of that in this country, though, and especially with so much of the illegal immigration where, we've got people chanting this one woman's name. I don't see them chanting Jocelyn Nungary's name. I don't see them chanting Rachel Morin's name. I just saw a story over the weekend where 4 teen gang members in Maryland, illegal immigrants, beat up, killed, and chopped up a 14-year-old boy. Nobody's chanting his name. So it's heading down a path that I know people want to escalate it. Certain people want to escalate it. And it's going to take people keeping a calmer head about things. But I just feel like a line was crossed yesterday. I really do. So we'll see. Anyway.
The people protesting in the church.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just probably against the law. If you're going to private property, that's the end of the story.
But it's not even breaking the law. I think it's more what it represents, even from like a psychological warfare standpoint.
I mean, they're going everywhere, Al.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if you want to pinpoint this one thing, I don't get wrapped. I got to be careful too. I just don't get wrapped up in a whole lot of that. There's a lot of belligerence out there, and it needs to be taken care of through the law. And Don Lemon, he's an activist. If you watch his content, you probably don't.
No.
He's obviously one.
Right.
And so, plain and simple.
Well, there's a clip of him having a rather heated discussion with an older gentleman, and the gentleman said, "You're not a journalist." He goes, "Yes, I am. I'm a journalist." He's like, "No, you're not a journalist."
He probably is, if you want to go the classical sense, very partisan.
I guess.
I mean, what does it mean? What does it even mean anymore?
Yeah,
right?
True.
Don Lemon has a very open slant. I see his stuff from time to time. Wouldn't consider myself a fan, but I watch just whatever pops up on my YouTube because I love politics on both sides. He's very, very one-sided. I mean, he comes out and calls the current administration names and fascists and Nazis. So that's no surprise there. Breaking into a church, if they were broken into, cussing, yelling, getting in people's faces, that's wrong. Plain and simple. And so I think a lot of people, and this might be maybe a bad thing too, a lot of Americans, I think, are legitimately not paying attention.
Yeah.
Because it's just the latest one. It's the same story.
Yeah.
There's a city having a protest. People get outraged. There's violence. Things that shouldn't happen, and we move on a month later. This is the same story time and time again. And that's just my cynicism coming out like one of our callers. He's rubbing off on all of this. But it's true. It's just the latest thing.
Yeah.
And it's always Minnesota now.
Yeah.
So, I agree. I think a lot of Americans see it too, and they're just like, this is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think even the people who were maybe against some of the administration's immigration policy are just like, oh, I wouldn't do that.
Well, let me ask you this too. Is it not a little coincidental that all of this ramped up right when Nick Shirley's reporting started to catch on about all the corruption in Minnesota with the money? Nobody's talking about that right now, are they?
Well, yes, I think maybe they're happy that is overshadowing it. I don't think they coordinated the death of the woman.
No,
but of course, yeah. So,
but I mean, the ramping up the level of the protesting.
I don't think the administration's going to forget about that Somalian report. So I think it's going to be adjudicated.
They announced
properly.
that DOJ's investigating Walz and the mayor.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the same thing, and I think a lot of Americans are just moving on with their lives. I hate to say it, I could be wrong, but I'm against going in and berating people in churches. Obviously, I'm against violent protests. Like I said, I disagree with some things maybe that is going on, but I wouldn't be one protesting like that. I think people voted for it. That's the law.
I had to be careful playing any clips from this because there's so much profanity. But there is this clip I saw it played on Fox News, so I assume it's been edited. And it's the pastor, Jonathan Parnell, when he was ambush interviewed, I guess you could say here, by one Don Lemon.
This is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
But there were folks who
I have to take care of my flock.
But listen, we live in there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world.
The Department of Justice.
All right.
What is he talking about?
Who's that?
Did he take media law or?
Lemon?
I know he went to LSU.
Did he really?
Yes.
Oh,
I mean, he should know. You just don't get to barge into private property.
Yeah.
And claim freedom of speech. I'm going to yell whatever
Peaceful
I want.
protest.
You know, you have your freedom of speech to come in here and yell the F word on the camera, but you're going to be arrested.
Yep.
You know, you have consequences. This is private property.
Associated Attorney General Harmeet Dillon tweeted out, the Civil Rights is investigating the potential violations of the Federal FACE Act by these people, desecrating a house of worship and interfering with Christian worshipers. So we'll see if anything comes from it.
We're at a point now where everyone thinks the other side's the devil. I mean, most of our callers genuinely think that the left is the devil, and this is spiritual warfare. And the other side thinks the other side are Nazis.
It might help if the extreme left wasn't acting like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's the point we're at. So it's just going to keep going back and forth. And then we're going to forget about it and move on to the next story. I'm sorry, my commentary isn't much better than that. It's like, come on. We're doing this year after year.
Same story, different stanza.
And, you know, I don't think it's good politically, in my opinion, for the Democrat Party to support what's happening in Minnesota, at least the violent protest and the barging into churches. I don't think it looks good. I don't think people like that.
Nope.
So,
all right, let's see what our callers think. Their dance floor. You're on Talkback. Good morning.
Well, I don't tap dance too well, but anyway, it seems like to me that there's an effort being made to escalate to the point that federal troops will come in. And then that'll make it even more exciting and newsworthy or whatever it is that these people are trying to cause to happen. But Stephen's right. What was it? Protest Wall Street, and then it went to the next thing, then it went to the next thing, and then it went to the next thing, so on and so forth. If they know everybody that was basically in the Capitol on January the 6th based on cell phone tracking, then surely somebody knows who every one of these unpleasant people is, who they are. You can, okay, I can burn a flag, but can I burn the flag without a permit in an open area? Probably not. You probably have to have a permit to start a fire in a city park, unless I suppose it's in a pit for cooking something. What are you going to arrest, or who are you going to arrest? And by the way, apparently the mayor of Minneapolis' wife is an attorney for the group that's basically being targeted for taking all our money.
Yes, yes.
But anyway, on a lighter side, I noticed on Facebook that there was a cardinal on a bird feeder. And it seemed to have something to do with Stephen. So apparently he's gone over to the dark side and become a birder.
That's you, Steve? Wait, you're saying Stephen has a picture?
He's got one of these bird feed camouflages where it takes pictures of the birds coming into a bird feed.
Oh, that's Nick Mikulus, I think.
Oh, okay. I got that wrong then.
Yeah. I saw Nick had posted that the other day. It's all right. Everyone used to get me.
Idea, though.
Everybody used to get me and Tom confused, so that's okay.
It's kind of, if you've ever seen either one of you, it's kind of hard to confuse.
That's what I think too, but you just, sometimes people, like, I'll be at Walmart, they'll be like, what's the weather going to be today? I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, even if you're just watching you two guys just from the face on TV, they'll don't look a bit alike. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I don't think so. He's way more handsome.
well, anyway, maybe Stephen will get himself a bird feed cam and entertain his daughter with some
There you go.
interesting creatures.
Honestly, that's not a bad idea. I might do that. I like that idea.
I wholeheartedly agree that what they're trying to do is generate some sort of super duper confrontation. And then all of a sudden, I guess we're no different than the mullahs.
Right. Well, I'm going to keep praying for America and praying for the people in Minnesota specifically.
Yeah, well, let's hope everything works out favorably.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the call. We appreciate you. We need to take a quick break. More calls coming up.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
You too could have a beautiful smile in as little as 12 weeks. Exclusive to Today's Dental in Pineville, Virtual Align Clear Aligners, the fastest, most convenient, affordable way to straighten your teeth for people on the go. Plus, they're invisible. No one will know you're doing it. Experience the virtual Align difference. Call Today's Dental at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. 448-4540.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL. Now back to Talkback.
All right, let's go back to the phones. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
All right, I apologize for doing a twofer, but when you played that video, that audio of that guy saying for paid protesters. Now, I've heard this before, and I've seen there is actually a site online, if you go look for it, where you can hire, protesters. I don't think they go to this level. I don't think that particular corporation does that. However, are you going to tell me that the Treasury Department and the FBI can't track down who's paying these people?
Yeah.
I mean, use the IRS,
right.
The Treasury Department, and use the FBI, Financial Crimes Network people. Don't tell me you cannot track these people down who's forking out the money.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean,
now, since we're not hearing anything about it and nothing has been done yet, I hate to say this, but is Pam Bondi playing both ends against the middle?
I mean, we saw going back to Trump's first administration that there were a lot of his own cabinet members and staff that were working against him. So I wouldn't be shocked if one day
they playing both ends against the middle, or is he thinking that? The other thing is he's acting like an idiot on Greenland, but that's another story.
I'm not being facetious with y'all. I'm generally asking, why do y'all hate Pam Bondi now? What's going on?
Why people hate Pam Bondi?
Why do y'all hate Pam Bondi now?
I think people just
I don't hate her. I'm disappointed. So far she's been alligator mouth and Tweety bird butt.
Yeah.
Well, I think and I get it. I think there's a different, burden of proof compared to the president mouthing off things that he thinks on top of his head than proving it in court. But I get what you're saying.
Well, I think it started with her talking about, I've got the Epstein files sitting on my desk.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, she destroyed her own credibility, really.
Yeah. I have no dog in the fight. I was just curious what it was over.
Well, hey, guys, does anybody believe that those things haven't been pretty well purged?
Yeah.
They had like 6 years to do it.
Yeah. I mean, when we've talked about that whole issue ad nauseum on the show, but I just think in general, it feels like to a lot of people that there are some obvious things that are going on that when the Democrats were in control, they were able to arrest people, throw them in jail, not have a lot of due process involved. But now on the flip side, things are going much slower, almost non-existent. And that's what people are getting frustrated about.
For which story specifically?
There's so many.
Well, you could use on the financial end for paying for protesters of that. At some point, jeopardy attaches because you could, if nothing else, you could charge them with inciting a riot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty broad catch-all.
Sure. Yeah. But
all right, he's right. If there's paid protesters, I guess the administration's in place to find that out.
Yeah. No, that's 100% true.
All right, Dick.
So
thanks, guys.
All right, thanks. Well, even like you saw the Clintons refused to appear before congressional hearings. When Steve Bannon did that, he got put in jail. So that's what I'm saying is people are seeing things that were done the 4 years previous versus how they're being done now. But I also realize you got to be careful to not just make it a revenge factor because it could come back around again in 3.5 more years. So,
yeah, but I hear you.
Generally, the comments I see online, most people are not very happy with her office and their relative lack of activity.
I got you.
So we'll see what comes of this. All right. Just want to take some time to mention that today being MLK Day, there are events that are happening in the city of Alexandria. Already this morning, they had the prayer breakfast downtown with a guest speaker being Dr. C.E. McLean, the Little Union Baptist Church. And 10 o'clock, there's a parade happening. It starts on Bolton, goes down Jackson Street to 3rd Street to Convention Hall. The Grand Marshal is Pastor Tom Hamilton of Pilgrim Baptist Church. And then finally at noon, they have a service in Convention Hall. Guest speaker will be LCU President Dr. Mark Johnson.
And we'll have video from it if you're not able to make it out there today.
All right.
If you would like to see that.
Anything else going on?
Not a whole lot today.
Yeah.
That's probably it for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, it's a day of celebrating and memorializing Dr. King. So, and these events that are happening in Alexandria have been happening for years and years as well.
It's amazing what some peaceful protest, some intelligent talking, and voting at the ballot box can do for you.
Yep.
Even when violence is perpetrated upon you.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll take a break. More coming up.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. President Trump today expressing reluctance to nominate his White House National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett to be the next chairman of the Federal Reserve, saying he doesn't want to lose him. With that, former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh, seen by many on Wall Street as a more neutral, less partisan economist, appears to be the frontrunner. And with that, Wall Street lost what little steam it had today after the start of the new earnings season this week. At the closing bell, the Dow was down 83 points, the Nasdaq down 15, the S&P down 4. Oil on a wild ride all week. Today it ended a little higher, $59.50 a barrel. That's on continued tension in Iran. And Canada reaching a new trade deal with China. Beijing will lower tariffs on Canadian canola oil to 15% from more than 80% and suspend duties on other farm products and lobsters. Meantime, Canada will allow Chinese-made cars, including cheap EVs, into that country at a tariff rate of just 6%. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real. And I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Have a Class A or B CDL? Want to drive a local route every day? If you said yes, then you're who we're looking for. Waste Connections of Alexandria, Natchitoches, and Lafayette is hiring drivers with CDL license. You'll get competitive wages, paid vacations, a company stock program, a 401k with company match, medical, dental, vision, life, and disability insurance, and a local route with you at home with your family every night. Apply now at wasteconnections.com/employment. That's wasteconnections.com.
Well, good morning. Sunny skies on our Martin Luther King Monday. Got some frost in many areas this morning. That should burn off by about 9 o'clock. Afternoon highs near 57 degrees. Little if any breeze, but we'll see. We'll be out of the northeast tonight. Frost again after midnight. Overnight lows down to 29. And then for Tuesday, looks like another nice day with sunny skies, highs 56. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talk Back.
All right, we're back. Alan Stephen with you here on a Monday morning. Let's bring it a little closer to home. Well, somewhat. On Saturday, President Trump jumped into the Louisiana Senate race as he encouraged Congresswoman Julia Letlow to run for the Senate seat for which Bill Cassidy is running for re-election. One term people use is he's calling for her to primary Cassidy. So here's what Trump put on Truth Social. Highly respected America First Congresswoman Julia Letlow of the wonderful state of Louisiana is a great star and has been from the very beginning and only gets better. I'm hearing that Julia is considering launching her campaign for the United States Senate in Louisiana, a place I love and won big 6 times, including primaries in 2016, 20, and 24. Trump wrote that on Truth Social. He said, I know Julia well. I've seen her tested at the highest and most difficult levels. She is a total winner. Should she decide to enter this race, Julia Letlow has my complete and total endorsement. Run, Julia, run.
I was very surprised to see that announcement. He's been very quiet about who he would support in this race.
Yeah.
So she's going to run.
You think so now?
I think so. Wouldn't you think?
Well, her response was, I'm honored to have President Trump's endorsement and trust. My mission is clear: to ensure the nation our children inherit is safer and stronger. The United States Senate seat belongs to the people of Louisiana because we deserve conservative leadership that will not waver. Yeah, she's running.
And I guess the administration or whoever felt like the current crop of candidates wouldn't be able to, or they might be suspect.
Yeah.
Taken out.
Which
Cassidy.
is interesting because John Fleming was part of Trump's administration.
Yeah. So we all kind of assumed he would stay out of it mostly until the general.
Yeah.
And looks like that didn't happen. So it seems like the odds are she will run. But you never know. You never know. So she's been, what, a congresswoman for?
Since 2021-ish? 22?
Okay.
2020?
So
Either
she's on
20
her
or 21.
Third term right now.
Yeah.
So.
Just got interesting. Just got very interesting. Now, I know Cassidy has amassed a lot of cash, but I think you can spend all the money you want. It's not going to change how people remember you. And I just don't think he can overcome the votes to convict President Trump.
Me neither. But Louisiana always surprises me. I would have thought Trump at full force with Rispone would have beaten John Bel Edwards because very pro-Trump area around here. Didn't work.
According to Newsmax, President Trump reportedly told Senator John Thune of his plan to endorse Letlow. According to the New York Times, Thune, the Senate Majority Leader, pushed Trump to support Cassidy. Well, that is so shocking, isn't it? Cassidy Saturday said he is proudly running for re-election as a principled conservative who gets things done for the people of Louisiana. If Congresswoman Letlow decides to run, I am confident I will win. Then that's another guy. I don't know if the other thing I'm seeing heavily right now on X are people pushing for the passage of the SAVE Act. So the SAVE Act? Yeah. To basically institute voter ID for all elections in all states. And to get that done, they'll probably have to break the filibuster, which Republicans are hesitant to do. But people are pointing out if the Democrats regain control, they will definitely break the filibuster next time around.
I think it was Kennedy a couple weeks ago who says, under no circumstances should we ever do that.
I know.
Louisiana Senator John Kennedy.
I know.
But, I mean, which this is a big one, if you take off the vote to convict him, I mean, he's been pretty, I would say, a solidly conservative senator. And just because he voted to convict him doesn't mean he's not a conservative. But I agree with you. I think that's going to be hard to overcome.
Yeah.
And he knows it.
Yeah.
And he was holding out hope there would be no endorsement.
Right.
Meaning Cassidy.
Right. All right, let's take a call that's been waiting. Thanks for your patience. You're on Talkback.
So Cassidy is just a liar. We all know that he's just full of baloney. He's gonna work for Cassidy and Cassidy himself. He has not been that conservative. The IRA, that sucker pushed as hard as he could to get as much garbage in that Inflation Reduction Act as possible. So that tells me right there, you do not consider, you're not fiscally conservative. It doesn't get much more blatant fraud and waste of our tax dollars than the IRA. Well, he pushed hard for that.
And I know that you've been at some of the NARBIA meetings, the one when he was there, and that was the full force of his speech was what a great thing this was going to be for the state of Louisiana.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody's seen any actual fiber or high-speed internet put in their area. They sure as hell ain't coming to my neighborhood. But, there's been $2.2 billion poured into our state. So said,
right,
for all that to happen.
Right.
I haven't seen it come to fruition. I'm not holding my breath.
I know they laid fiber in my area, but it's across the street. It's not on my side.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. So to get it to your side is going to take an act of Congress.
Probably another one.
Exactly. Another Inflation Reduction Act to cross the street.
The Inflation Reduction Act that raised inflation, that one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the exact one.
Isn't it funny how everything that's named as bills ends up doing the exact opposite, seems like?
Affordable Care Act.
Yeah.
Right there. Right, 1,300 pages that you can't find what's in it until you pass it.
Yep.
So over the weekend, I sent y'all a screenshot, a picture,
yes,
of a tax statement from the parish.
Right.
Right. I would love to get Mark Woods, whose name is on this, or someone from the tax assessor's office, or somebody who's responsible for collecting these taxes, to explain to me why I have to pay taxes on things I've already paid taxes on.
It is the dumbest tax in the history of taxes, which are in general dumb. But it is punishing small businesses to the hilt.
Right. It just doesn't make... This is a $180 bill. Not huge, but why am I having to pay $180 in taxes for something I already paid taxes on? That's just defeating the purpose. Like, I'm okay with taxes to an extent. I drive on roads. My kids go to public schools. I love police and fire department protection. This is stupid. And it hurts businesses, and it causes businesses to lie.
Yep.
Because what small business is going to make their tax debt go higher than they have to?
Yeah.
So,
and I think you said you're being taxed on items that you didn't even purchase, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, purchased items that were in this facility when I bought it. My God, I mean, I pay taxes when I bought the property. A lot of taxes when I bought the property.
What taxes? What is the tax so people can know?
So it's in the sales and use tax office. I'm paying taxes on furniture, on computers, on my coffee pot, and my microwave.
Wow.
Because they tell you to list everything you have.
Right?
So I list the things in my office: 3 desks, 4 computers. Like it's quite stupid. All of this stuff I paid for with tax. I paid my taxes already. Why do I have to do this again?
Yep, it's crazy.
So I would love for someone from our
can I be honest,
authority to come in and.
A thought I had over the weekend is this: so much of the time, I'm not calling out anyone specifically, but in general, I feel like so much of the time, and I really see this from our federal representatives, the bills they get behind, the bills they tout that they've passed, to me are largely virtue signaling bills that don't end up making a huge difference in the daily life of Americans, and especially small businessmen in this country and women. Like, drop that crap and like why not? We need people to look at things like this and be like, okay, this is insane. Like we had that issue a couple years ago with the licensing fees in the state of Louisiana. I mean, the businesses that you have to have a license for compared to any other state, it's insane. So,
right,
if our state representatives, our state senators want to do something, help our small businesses not have to deal with this kind of aggravation when all they're trying to do is be good citizens, help the economy, provide jobs. Why are we punishing these people when so many people just get our tax dollars and it's just wasted away? I mean, that's just a little burr in my saddle for today.
Oh, look, we got the same spur in our saddle. It irritates me. I'm not responsible for my family alone. I have 3 other families that I provide for.
Yep.
Right? Like my hard work makes sure that other people's families eat. Right? There's kids involved here. We're trying to just keep the lights on for everybody that we can while providing a good service to our customers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's what we're all asked to do, whether it's a barista working at Starbucks. That's what they're trying to do. Why punish anyone and make us pay extra taxes for things that aren't even beneficial to us? Like, show me what I'm paying this $180 for and why I'm being charged after I already paid taxes on it. I would love if we could get somebody from our taxing authority to come and explain that to us. I mean, I'm sure we could keep them on the show from 7:20 to 9 o'clock, just asking questions. So, well, thank you guys. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your week.
All right, thank you too, man. Appreciate it. We need to take a break.
KSYL. This is Dr. Jonathan Hunter with the clinics. We provide primary, family, and chronic care along with gastroenterology, podiatry with on-site lab and x-ray services. I'm pleased to welcome family physician Dr. Noah Miller to our team. We are currently accepting new patients and same-day appointments are available. If you're admitted into the hospital, our doctors will see you there as well. Most insurance and Medicare are accepted. The clinic's on North Bolton, 445-9823, and online at theclinics.us.
Got a big day ahead of you? Then it's best to fuel up with some of Cenla's best at Bricato's restaurant. Walk right in and just smell that home-style cooking. Place your order, take a seat, and do breakfast right till 9:30 this morning. Get fresh biscuits, eggs any way you like them, melt-in-your-mouth pancakes, grits, hash browns, sausage, bacon, even wraps and sandwiches. And don't forget their fresh brewed coffee. Bricato's restaurant, 28 West, right across from the Coliseum. Your breakfast is waiting for you.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows, the latest on LSU's transfer portal additions, and we'll recap the NFL divisional round of the playoffs. Join us for Monday's AFR 3 to 6. Alexandria's 94.7 ESPN.
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, let's go back to the phones with more calls. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Morning, fellas. This is Carol Ward again.
Yes, sir.
How are y'all?
Good. How are you?
Morning.
I'm great. I just want to hit one thing on the taxes that they've been talking about. Nobody, and I mean nobody, should be able to vote for a property tax if you don't own property.
Yes, 100%.
And that's what causes a lot of taxes to pass. You don't own no property, but yet they can still vote for it for your taxes to go up.
Yep.
I just want to hit on that there. I don't believe in that part. And I'm like the other guy. I don't believe in a lot of the taxes that we are taxed. You know, you don't own nothing because you still pay the taxes on it.
Right. I agree.
You know, I was in the bread business for 32 years, and I forget exactly what the number was, how many times that flour it started in the ground to the time it hit your table, that was taxed a number of times, you know?
Yes.
So, yeah, it is what it is, but we can always gripe about things and move on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
all right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your thoughts. Let's take another call. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Good morning. Somebody made the point earlier about if we have troops that resist, you know, some of the stuff that we would be compared to Iran, and I think that's kind of exactly what the media wants you to do is take away the moral equivalency, which is not there, you know, but they want to make it there. And they use terms like people are being stopped and asked for their papers. You know, they use the word papers because that's what was done way back when. Yeah, people are being detained.
Yeah.
People being detained like they're put in a prison somewhere. You're not seeing them anymore. It's perfectly legitimate for people to stop and ask questions.
Sure.
But and the mayor of Minneapolis also made that point that we know better than what's going on in Iran, not Iraq, Iran.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just no moral equivalency, and I don't think we should fall or be careful not to fall for moral equivalency that these leftists and left-wing people are trying to put us in.
Yeah.
Because we've never had to fight for our country, our moral and just country. We've never had to fight on our own soil, you know, not maybe the Civil War, you can go back to that.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we didn't have Germany invade, we didn't have Japan invade, which we would have had to do.
Yeah.
But can you imagine fighting a war here, which we're kind of doing now, and then the courts have to get involved to decide every skirmish.
Yeah.
So, you know, we may be going to that. I hope not. But anyway.
Right.
Thank you.
I hope not too. Yeah. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it.
Maybe going to war over this? Is that what we're saying?
Over
the Minnesota thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
or
it'll
just
give it a month, dude. Everyone's going to forget. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I promise you.
It does kind of go that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't see ICE being deterred in the least from their mission, which is to clean up the mess that was created by the Biden administration. That's 100%. Have you seen it's been going around when Obama was in office as president? There was a ceremony where he gave Tom Homan a medal for his work with ICE.
Yeah, we talked. I mean, Mm-hmm.
Because back then, Obama deported 3 million people, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
During
a lot.
Yeah. But it's always under the cloud of politics.
Yeah, dude.
And control for power.
Yep.
You know? All right.
They all do it.
Last break. When we come back, got a special little song to play for you guys.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics.
Need office supplies, janitorial supplies, or office furniture, either new or pre-owned? Then look no further than DTW Office Supply, with wholesale prices on a large selection of top quality products, all with the personalized hometown service that you deserve. We're proud to serve the entire state of Louisiana with daily deliveries right to your door. Visit us today at 1219 MacArthur Drive or online at dtwofficesupply.com. That's DTW Office Supply, your trusted partner for all of your office needs. Quality, value, service.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I'm opening a second location for my coffee shop this year.
I smell trouble brewing.
I needed to print new menus, loyalty cards, window signage, so I went to Staples.
That'll cost you a latte. Get it?
Uh-huh. Actually, I saved $100 on my print order, and everything looks amazing.
Well, grind my beans and call me impressed.
Staples made it easy.
If your business needs to print, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Offer valid in-store and online. Ends 1/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Now back to Talk Back. 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
All right, we're back. Last segment of the morning. And over the weekend, I saw a song that just kind of hit me right in the feels. Jeffrey Steele is a pretty well-known country music writer in Nashville. He's written for people like Tim McGraw, Rascal Flatts, Trace Adkins, pretty much Steven's playlist.
Oh, yeah. Sign me up for that.
But he has a new song out. It's called A Voice. He says it's a reminder that our voices matter and real strength is speaking truth with courage. And he says he's written this for anyone who's ever been afraid to speak up. So thought we'd play it, let you listen to it, because I think it's a really, really great song. Take a listen.
I'm a soldier, fought and died for you, gave up my life to give you the right to live the life you choose. I'm a farmer, out here dying on the vine, trying to feed your family, barely feeding mine. I swear to God, sometimes I wish I had a voice. I would raise it now for all the silent ones no one seems to care about. Speak for all of us and crank the volume up and let the simple truth cut through the noise. I wish I had a voice. I'm the hero frontliners. Give it all I got. They praised me till the day I spoke my mind and lost my job. Third generation cop. Proud to wear this badge, but it's hard to put bad guys away with my hands behind my back. I wonder what my dad would think of that. Yeah, I wish I had a voice. I would raise it now for all the silent ones no one seems to care about. Speak for all of us and crank the volume up and let the simple truth cut through the noise. I wish I had a voice. Here's the trucker. They're phasing out. She's a housewife, but you can't say that now. I'm the laid-off factory worker whose factory's Chinatown. We're the coal miners, the firefighters, the Johnny Kirk choir, all that in our line is finally waking up. Yeah, we've had enough of the liars setting the world on fire. We're the children crying out for help. A million miles away from home, can't speak for ourselves. Will you be our voice? Will you raise it now? For all the silent ones no one seems to care about. Speak for all of us and crank the volume up. your
Again, that song is called A Voice by Jeffrey Steele. You can find it on Apple Music. I'm sure you can find it searching YouTube. It's a really great song.
Very cool.
Let's try to get another call in here. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, you guys, it's Brad. I don't know if I can beat that one, but wow.
Well, you have about a minute and a half to try.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Hey, I just wanted to let you guys know, big crisis coming. The whole thing in Greenland, this is a great one for a Monday. We've got some real sadness here with the Bears loss and everything else, but this is a story for another day. The Bank of England, I don't know if you guys have heard, they have been told to plan for a financial crisis sparked by aliens.
Yeah. Crazy.
Did you guys mention that by chance?
No, Bank of England higher up or former said that to prepare for financial collapse because the U.S. is going to release some stuff on aliens.
Yeah, I thought that would be interesting, and I think it's going to get more interesting and more interesting going forward.
Wow.
That might change some people's worldviews perspective if we found out there's aliens.
Absolutely. That's why I think that they're going to, it's a perfect scenario for change, if you think about it. If they were going to reset this place, like the rumors are that it gets reset every once in a while when their financial pyramid schemes collapse, they have a crisis, and this would be one that would just think about all the different religions would have to band together. They'd have to say, wow, all of our beliefs are down the tubes. We better sell our stocks, our properties, and listen to whatever these people have to say. And just, it was so convenient that they already they asked the elites that were already in charge here to continue on with their management.
Wow.
It's going to be perfect. Yeah. So hopefully we'll be able to talk about that one. But great show today, you guys. I caught the tail end of it. And you guys have a good week.
Thank you, Brad. Always good to hear from you.
You got it.
Take care, brother.
Yep, bye-bye.
All right. That's going to do it for today. Nathan will be in tomorrow with Steven. Matt Ritchie, normally on Tuesday tomorrow. We had to move him to Friday because he'll be doing some business tomorrow. So we'll have Matt Ritchie on Friday. Be you and Nathan to talk about whatever. So
whatever.
All right. Have a good one, everyone.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers.